Hello, hello, hello. This is your weekly faith follow-up. We are in week 13 of the Weekly Faith Project. And again, I'm going to reiterate that this is the last week that we are going to be discussing what faith is. And in week 13, we talked about how faith is choosing. Faith is choosing. So for this short, brief follow-up, I want to just check in with you to make sure that you all are doing okay with adding to your faith, completing your faith, designing and developing your faith the way that you see your faith needs to be. Also, I'm thinking about how scripture in Proverbs that talks about the desires of your heart, the desires. Is your desire to be faithful strong? And if it is, I want to caution you that you are going to be, or you're going to start realizing yourself in a lot of challenging positions that's going to take your faith to a new level. You're going to be challenged with maybe compromising positions, meaning that you're not going to compromise on what faith is, but you're not going to compromise on how you understood faith to be before you joined this devotional. Let me give you a little example. Today, I had a meeting at work, and the meeting was going really, really well. Typically, we have meetings on a weekly basis about self-care. We have meetings on lunch and learns about different trainings and different resources that we use here in DeKalb County, Georgia, as victim advocates to add to our resource base, because that's always good. Sometimes you will stumble upon a crime victim that needs a resource that you have never explored or that you never were aware of. And so it's always good to have lunch and learns on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis to help you to understand what's available in and around your community. So those are the types of meetings that we have on a weekly basis at my job. Lately, we've been having a lot of shakeup, a lot of turnover, people leaving for various reasons. And for some reason, the last 3 people that we have lost in our division were 3 Black women who left because they weren't happy about what their idea or what their perception of an advocate team needs to be in order for them to work effectively in that environment. And I get that. I get that because as an advocate, it takes a special person to be a crime victim advocate. You have to be compassionate. You have to be sincere. You can't look at it as just a job that you're going to on a daily basis. You're forced to lean in to people's issues, problems, things that they're dealing with, grappling with, struggling with. And it takes a person who has an inner strength to be able to do that, because you have to decompress after you talk to that person in order to ready yourself to talk with the next person that you may be calling or may call in on your phone. So with that said, you expect your team to be a step above maybe people who are not advocates because of what we do, not because we're considered to be special people and we wear an honor a badge of honor, not in that kind of way, not in a prideful, arrogant kind of way, but specifically because of the work that we do, we have to show a different character. We have to show a different caliber. Anyway, our meeting today we had one of our lead investigators that's a higher up speak with us about toxic work environments. And it was basically centered around three young ladies that ended up abruptly leaving because of some disagreements that they weren't okay with. And the person who facilitated our meeting today wanted to just kind of check our pulse to see how we were doing with these departures and to ensure that we were not involved in a toxic environment and are not creating more of a toxic environment. She spoke basically about getting the work done. Be focused on your work. People have different temperaments, and I understand that. People people have different cultures and come from different environments, and they may express their level of compassion or sincerity in a different way, or maybe their anguish or their anger and disgust in a different way culturally. I get that too. But there's also a level of respect in that you need to have when you're working with each other. And I didn't hear that from her. Basically, what I heard was get the job done. Don't allow someone else's demeanor or anger or frustration or the way they appear to you, because it's your perception, to not affect your work production. And so I wasn't happy with that. I really wasn't happy with that, because I honor respect on all levels. I honor respect on how you communicate with your team. I just do. And for me, it's not just about get the work done. Shut it off. Don't allow someone else's behavior to affect your production. But when you're working in advocacy and you're already listening to someone's problems and they're bringing you in and pulling you in, you get off that phone and you're already heavy, just to have a teammate or a coworker be volatile with you about something that you may need to complete your work. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with just shake that off and get the work done. That's a choice. That's a choice. And so I was challenged with making a choice to listen to the advice that was given and go along with it, or decide for myself, am I going to be a beacon to try to change that culture? And I'm still grappling with that. And I'm so grateful that faith is teaching me that I do have a choice in that matter. I know I'm not the only one who believes what I believed in that meeting, but sometimes, you want to say what you really want to say, but you also want to keep your job at the same time too. I get that. And I guess, just walking on this journey and trusting in God in everything and how I show up as his ambassador. I'm not okay with how everything goes if it's not benefiting another person. So I have to make a choice in that. And so you guys just keep me in prayer. I will respect all of my teammates and my employees, my co-workers that I work with. I am not going to allow someone else's demeanor or behavior or character mar my character. So I have to learn how to, again, allow God to show people them and how they want to be treated. Treating people how you want to be treated. That's a choice, and that takes faith. And that was how my readings and my devotional for this week met me this week, in challenging me to take my belief that faith is choosing higher. If there's a situation that you encountered this week that challenged your choosing by faithful means, I'd like to hear about that. Give me a call, give me a text, shoot me an email, do a free Zoom video and send that to me. And I'd love to hear about your experience. Again, understand that faith is a choice. We can choose to listen, choose to engage, we can choose to honor, we can choose to respect. But we never want to choose something that's not going to be beneficial for all involved. All right. Be well. Honor yourself, honor your faith. And I can't wait to see you guys on week 14 to begin our next series of understanding what faith does. See you later.